He's who come out with a bang. Coach Minzy. Best round here. Remember that.
You know long US not get no goal because of you. That was a conversation between Shelly and ShaCarri today after the 100 meters final. Fabian, welcome to the show. People, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. I don't even know how to start that show yet, even though I started away. But like the video, people. Like the video. Like the content. And definitely we're supposed to be having a good discussion in this one. Even though some people, hey, Fabian, before we get into the thick of things now, a lot of people, it's like people have a running belly. A lot of people call me, a lot of people message me and say, yo, what go on? Them now watch no more World Championship. Look at Bahamas, dump it upon Jamaica, and all of these things. Jaydon Hibbert, answer Parchment, yo. I must say, congratulations to ShaCarri. Congratulations to what's his name? Grant Holloway. Three-peat. This come like a basketball thing. Three-peat. You understand? Big up to Grant Holloway. Big up to Answer Parchment. Big up to all the other Jamaicans in the 4 hurdles that qualify. Roshan Clark. World under 20. 400-meter hurdle record. Jamaica's national record. 47.34. The youth run. We have a big up Roshan Clark. The youth put on a piece of running behind one world record holder. What's his name?
Karsten Varholm.
Carson Varholm. So big up to Roshan Clark. He's into the final. Can he get a medal? That one is sticky right now. You understand? But people, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I mean, I put in a headline say ShaCarri destroy Jamaica. The Jamaican ladies. And a man take me and I say, yo, no, destroy, no go on a hyperbole me and use and all of these things. But the lady win in a championship record. A record. The fastest time to ever win a world championship final, women's final. No must destroy the Jamaicans them. And it also is taken from a point of view where some people write her off. You understand? So Fabian, forward and center, no, because I know brain drain have some beating for it. Brain drain with the super chat, big up yourself. In our finest hour, we will display humility and not brag that ShaCarri has the world record. The world record, best ever. Oh my word.
Brain drain. Only brain drain. Only brain drain. But big up to ShaCarri. We have been discussing her all season that this season she looks completely different. She looks like a completely different athlete, and we were even saying that she said that she's not back, she's better. She's definitely better. I think she was a bit nervous going through the championships, and I think that lane 9 benefited her, and she used those nerves and turned it into adrenaline, and she just run a blinder out of lane 9. The first person to ever win a 100-meter title after not automatically qualifying for the finals. Whether male or female, she's the first person to do that, and I have to say big up to ShaCarri. I am not gonna make any excuses for anybody. If you're going to win the world title, win it in a championship record and a world lead. She worked hard for that one. So kudos to ShaCarri, big up to ShaCarri. And people have this myth that ShaCarri and the Jamaicans are not getting along. That's nothing like that. They're all competitors, and
But they're my friend. They're my friend.
there's some common ground and respect there. So big up to ShaCarri. A lot of Jamaicans don't like the fact that ShaCarri is now the world champion, but she deserves it. She has been one of those consistent performers this season. So I would be more surprised if someone who hasn't been running well won the gold medal. So I must say big up,
Yeah.
big up. I'm sad. I'm a little bit sad, not because my favorite Shelly did not win. I'm a little bit sad that when ShaCarri finally has gotten to the world championship, that she's facing an injured Shelly. I want them to face each other at 100% and bring out the best out of each other, because that's what true competition is. But big up to ShaCarri, big up to the Americans. Americans now have the 100-meter male title and the 100-meter female title, and they're going for the double double.
Fun fact: 3 medalist names start with S. Shelly, ShaCarri, Shericka.
SH.
Yeah. Brian Jern is the only man that come here and remove his own super chat with the fastest time ever run in the women's 100-meter final at the World Championship. ShaCarri Richardson win gold. Big up Brian Jern. Brian Jern, we have to give it to you and ShaCarri. Yeah, man. Best season she has had. She looked more mature. She looked more seasoned. She looked confident, even though Fabian said him seen her eyes and she never looked confident. But based off where she's coming from, she has been showing a more mature ShaCarri throughout this season. And of course, she came to the fore, um, squeezing into the final based off time. And then she run and, go deal with it in a magical way. Destroy the Jamaicans. I'm still going to say that. I'm not change it. She destroy it because we were saying first and second. Talo, bridesmaid again after looking so good. Talo came to the party, but she didn't deliver. It's like them rob Talo of something which I don't know. Them take us something for Talo in the call room, and you take a picnic ties and then rebel. It look like a that going for Talo. You understand? But again, Talo look ominous this season, and then at the end of the day, she didn't. Hey, Fabian, me have a video, a thought in my mind, but guess what? I not talk about it here, so I gotta just do the video and then share it. But this me can mention here, so the Jamaicans know how to manage round is a thing of the past now, because the Oblique Seville apparently never managed the round properly, lose out on a medal. The Americans, Noah Lyles, him win going through the rounds. First round, him blast, him have to catch back how many all that. Second, him look good because, of course, semi-final, you have to run. And he came back and win the final. So, Rob Smith, me don't care where you want to say. Drop a super chat and me stop say destroy. Only a super chat can destroy the destroy. So, the thing about it, this thing about rounds, me think now it is a thing of the past. Because if we manage the round, we're supposed to win.
Hey, coach,
And
you
that
remember?
never.
You remember watching the heats of the 100?
Mm-hmm.
When I hear me say why the heats them so fast?
Mm-hmm.
No, none of them manage runs again, man. Everybody fast now. You have to run every round.
So now that me I say, so we really can't have no argument about that. About who fast and who now manage round and this and that, because if we are talking about manage round round, Rob Smith. Remember, you know. Remember. Our argument of managing the round. Our talk of managing the round, Fabian, was as a result of us going through the rounds bit by bit. And then we come and win a medal. That never happened. On the men's side, Oblique Seville, boom, 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 boom. We said Talu manage your own better this time. Where is Talu's medal? So these are the things what me I talk about now. Of course, Damian, remember say I never have ShaCarri medal, you know, but me I say ShaCarri dangerous. Look on the last video me do. Me do a video with Talu, and after me see the first round, me I say Talu and ShaCarri very dangerous.
Yeah. We didn't have. I definitely didn't have her to win. I didn't have her to win.
Yeah, me never have her for win.
I was thinking she would have to. I was saying she would have to fight Julian and Talu for the bronze medal. Whoever wants it the most would end up on the podium. And then after the semifinals, I was convinced when I saw that look in her eyes for the semifinals. And then she slept in the blocks. I was convinced that hey, maybe the occasion is getting the best of her. She had that same look in her eye in the finals, but one of two things will happen when you are nervous. You see, nerves come from the same place where adrenaline come from. So you have to turn that nervousness into adrenaline. And again, her being in lane 9 definitely benefited her. There are some athletes, young athletes, normally run better outside of the traffic, outside of the noise. I think Kemba benefited from that last season, running out of lane 8 at the national trials where she ran past everybody. Brianna Williams has also benefited from that, running out of the outer lanes, out of traffic, out of the noise. So ShaCarri, it's like the script was written that this was really her championships, and I am really happy for her after what happened a few years ago. She was more of a social media influencer rather than athlete. She's definitely an athlete now, and she has gained the respect of many people. She has um gotten a lot more respect from people now that she's actually here and she's a genuine threat. A lot of Jamaicans still don't take her seriously, and we warn them and the coaches this that she's a genuine threat, and we get beaten feet. But I hope now people will consider her a genuine medal contender going forward, because she has so much to. When I look at her running, she has so much to learn.
But Fabian, when you look on it too, you know, ShaCarri in the semi-final never get a good start. She sat in the blocks, you know. But when you look at how she closed on the ladies,
Yes,
that seems as something very good, you know. And the thing about it, for her to run past Shericka Jackson thrice for the season.
yes, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
So now that's why I may have a video for me, Virgin,
Because
because me I go send out a SOS.
you
You
remember,
understand?
was it about 3 months ago? May I have a private conversation about that 100-meter world record?
Mm-hmm.
You remember which athlete we were talking about that has the greatest possibility of breaking it?
Remind me now.
We probably have to go back to the messages.
Yeah.
Go back to the message. But the two athletes that we spoke about was Elaine Thompson here and ShaCarri Richardson. I have to search back through the message them. But
Yeah,
I
man. Yeah.
remember me and you talking about ShaCarri chances of breaking the world record, that based on her age and the number of things that she has to fix. Like ShaCarri can fix so many things about her sprinting and get a whole lot faster. And it is scary.
Yeah.
You remember me having that conversation?
Yeah, man,
If she fix up them little something there, she run 10.5 easy. So she's on top of the world.
Watch out. RDD forward. He man agree with Fabian. No, something happened to RDD. RDD I agree with Fabian.
You know, say me have a I second time him agree with me now.
From yesterday, I went 2 days ago and
2 days ago and today.
No, sir. RDD find something.
Yeah, man. And people Shericka did not ease up. Nobody eases up in a fight.
At them something them can't take your fans them with, you know.
Shericka did not ease up. Yes, if you don't say Shericka ease up the first 2 times Sha'Carri run her down and pass her, I could understand, but it's pretty obvious that this girl has blistering speed. Give credit where credit is due. The girl run Shericka personal best and beat Shericka. So that simply means if Shericka is not at her best, she'll get beaten because the girl Shericka personal best at 10.65. The world championship record was 10.67, which was held by Shelly and Fraser Price. And this girl broke the championship record and also run the fastest time in the world this year. Give her the credit. She never run 10.9 and win or 10.8 and win. She run the fastest time in the world. So give her the credit. She deserves everything that is coming to her right now. She deserves it. And more.
She blew them back out, man.
She definitely blew them back.
Yeah,
she
man.
blew
Everything track. Yeah, everything track. Win with that one there.
She blew Shericka and Shelly and back.
Yeah, man. She blew them back. But you see, with we Jamaicans, we have to find all sort of excuses and now be what you call it now. Objective,
right?
The girl do when she need to do. So when me say when me say destroyer, it's the same thing like when everything track I say blow them back out, you know. And that's my word that we have to give the girl kudos. She win the race. We're not gonna be a bad sport and look at her and Shelly. You see me I say? Shelly, I said to her, I said, a long time US now win 100 meter, you know? And Sha'Carri just say back to her, I said, and that's because of you. So, the athletes them normally respect each other. I know sometimes the funds sometimes are the problem. Where we start, because the first thing we have to say, we now give the girl our reckoning. We are talking about Shericka ease up. Shericka didn't ease up. Hey, Rob Smith, you don't know that long time about RDD, man. So what if I use that word? Why is it a problem? Oh, no, come on, man. Why is it a problem? I've done multiple videos. Destroy. I've done multiple videos and use it, and none of them say nothing. Why a world championship when I say it? A girl winning a championship record.
Sha'Carri,
destroy me, I say.
Coach, me I go say it without apology. Sha'Carri destroyed the field.
What you mean?
Sha'Carri get up and she run past.
She run past
world
them.
Champion and run past the fastest female alive in a 200 meter. Run past a 200 meter world champion.
But we think of top end speed. Well, we not think.
We say have
top end.
Sha'Carri run that down and pass. She destroy them. We're not gonna be like some other channel and some other analysts and be biased. Sha'Carri destroyed the field.
Of course, she destroy field. If Shericka did win a destroy field, me I say. If Shelly did win at this, if Dina Smith did win, if Tal did win at that, mother say. Of course, them are Dixon, I right thing. But some people fickling at them thought. And I think say, yo, but me could just accept, you know. A girl that try a long time and
she got you a lot.
She have been there been through a lot. When say Shauna, you're one of them. Yeah.
Can't be biased, man. You see,
Can't be biased, man. We have it.
if we are not
Listen.
objective, it weakens us.
And you know, so that's a difference between me and you, Fabian.
Yeah.
And if people them, you see, because we're in a thing and we know a thing, we can have a different mindset. If people then just want to see Jamaica win, which is right. I want to see Jamaica win. But when we see we have real competition, that's why I did the video about Talu and ShaCarri. You understand? But you know if fans they want to see Shericka Shelly win, but I just say go. We predict 2 medals there and we get the 2 medals. Come, let me see some congratulations to ShaCarri. And
Yeah,
let Jane start going the fullness in the comment section. Drop congratulations.
Yeah, man. Big up ShaCarri. She has announced herself on the world scene.
Man.
Now there's no argument to say this girl is talking a lot and she never win no title. She never win nothing. She's a world champion.
I know she forgot talk. Cause she have talk.
She have talk now, and whether we like it or not, she will be at the next world championships. Whether she qualify or not, because she go get a bye.
And when you look on it too, you know, we have to give kudos because US men and US women them have the US got the double. And a long time that not happen. Long time that not happen. Normally we get the double, you know. And them take the double. So we have to big up the United States for winning the men's 100 meters and the women's 100 meters. Yeah, man, and if you don't see all ShaCarri, thank you, Shauna. And that's why we have to big her up. You know, ShaCarri has evolved, you know. She has changed. Look at her demeanor, even when she win. And she go out with her excitement, but then she come back down.
But we are saying this right for the entire season, you know, coach say it's a completely different ShaCarri this season, you know.
Fever, I know me a laugh. As they comment.
Oh God.
Zebeb. All right, Zebeb.
But we need to look at this managing rounds thing. And I think with all sport, I think track and field has evolved past that right now. That model that we have of managing the rounds, I think it has evolved past that, because now we are seeing in the first round of the 100 meter men running 9-9, 10-0. Managing the rounds normally you know run 10-0. For the female, remember the first round, ShaCarri ran 10.90 something
92.
and 10.92, while Shelly and Shericka ran 11.06. 11.06, well fast, you know.
No, but look on ShaCarri progression: 10.92, 10.84, 10.6.
10.6.
You could have said she manage her own, and we have said nobody else can manage. Listen, and ShaCarri can't manage her own. She will do a one-half race. Nah, she managed her own. She managed the round.
She did manage the rounds. You know, as I mean, Noah win the 100 meter after 40 meters.
Nobody. Hey, the only thing I say about Noah Lyles, if Noah Lyles thinks he can come in at 100 meter and not get
sleep in the blocks,
and sit down there and thinking he can run past people, me say that, you know.
Yes.
But me never have him for win. Me say if that sort out, which me not believe it, I will start out. But the man sort it out.
But remember, we talked and Noah go make the US. Or somebody in here did a fight we and said Noah now go make the US team in the 100. Me a try remember who.
We know who we are.
And we tell them say any Noah fix his start for medal. And boy, Noah fixing start and not only medal. Noah win the goal and run a time that we were discussing it the night before. Say the winner go run maybe 9-8 low.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody run 9-8 low win, and that's exactly what Noah Lyles did.
Yeah. Hello, manager on.
Boy, we have to
Boy,
revisit this model
me
that
sorry, me tell you. All right, big up to Philly. Yeah, device for this super chat. She ran by Jackson 2 previous occasions. That probably gave her confidence. No one can say Jacka wasn't trying to win this time. Exactly. But for Sha'Carri, I run past Shericka Jackson like that. She has to be good. When will Jamaica get her next medal in the 100 meters? Boy, it got tough, you know. Where you say Rob Smith? Don't make a video upon that. Manager on a full argument now, man.
yeah, man, a full argument.
Talu was balling, never like seeing an athlete cry. So, oh, hey, me no feel if it Talu, you know. Because guess what? Talu tricked me. You see him like how Gabby did trick me? Talu tricked me.
Hello, trick you.
Yes. Me think Talu have a medal. Talu trick. Hey, Talu form change, you know, Fabian. You know, see, me look on the frontal view of Talu, you know. And I saw Talu knee up there, you know, brother.
I saw Talu running, and I had one wish. My only wish for Talu was that I wish she was about 8 years younger. That was my wish for Talu because the time is running out, and I feel the same way about Shelly and Fraser Price, that time is running out on them. I mean, we know
Time I run out for Shelly.
yeah, man. We know Shelly didn't have a wonderful season with her.
No, hey, hold on, Fabian. Shelly good enough. I Talu with that problem. Shelly won a medal today, and I think Shelly is the all-time. If correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but I think
She has
she
world.
has the most medal at a world championship, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Yeah, I think so.
So Talu run our best time in IY semis, so that can't manage run.
Yeah.
That I can't manage run.
And let it be that Shelly ran a season's best in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
So it was her first time running 10-7 this year. So she ran her heart out. Her start has been missing all season. Remember we spoke about
And
Shelly
we
not
know
being
the
able
reason
to
for
power
that.
out. We
know
spoke
the
about
reason.
Shelly not being able to power out of the blocks. I mean, just before the race, me and coach, we were talking about it. Say Shelly have to go run the race our life medal.
Mm-hmm.
Because without our start, Shelly is like a regular athlete. Without our start. And today we see Shericka get up before Shelly, and she ran her heart out to get that bronze medal. So big up to the Mommy Rocket. You know, I have to big up to Mommy Rocket, big up to Shericka, just the same. Medal in at World Champs. They were beaten by a quality athlete. And I don't think we can take anything away from them. 1065 is no joke. Now she's in the 10-6 club.
Shelly in our twilight now, so we can't say time run out for Shelly. Want a medal with Shelly have, Virgin. I
mean,
unprecedented 6 she did that chase, you know.
Yes, but when we say time is running out on Shelly, it's not about Sharon. It's not about medaling. When I say time is running out on Shelly, I mean time is running out on her to break the world record, because their age will limit you to do certain things. So she's improving at this age, and she's improving and improving. But the reality is there's only so much more or so much time left for her to improve before she calls it quits. She did years ago.
One season live.
One season. She did say she was gonna call it quits at Paris Olympics, and that's next year. So unless us as Jamaicans, we fix up, we are going to be seeing Sha'Carri on top of that podium for a very, very, very long time.
So it's a Shericka can't beat her again.
I think Shericka can beat her, but there's just something about Shericka's form that is, she's not consistent with her form. I mean, somebody said that Sha'Carri is sure going to do the double, but what they don't understand is, yes, Sha'Carri has top end speed, but can she has a faster top end speed than Shericka. But the problem is holding the top end speed longer than Shericka, which I don't think so. That 400 strength that Shericka possesses, I think Sha'Carri, it might be close or it might be about to the line, but I'm still leaning with Shericka for the 200. And that is her event. That is her pet event. Not the 100, but the 200 is Shericka's event.
But I am questioning that now, no, Fabian. I am questioning this 200 meter now because everybody and then grandmother think Shericka gonna win a double. And with that, with Sha'Carri now the 200 still with Gabby Thomas, I go roll out. Boy, we talk about the spills and thrills of championship, you know. Our peer spills are going for we, you know. No thrill no go on it, you know.
Coach, you know, I'm there at school and I only 100-meter finals watch. What happened? What else happened today? I'm watch Parchment final too.
Yeah, answer Parchment won a silver medal.
Silver medal. Yeah, I watched that finals. I watched that finals also. Which other Jamaican?
What is Shericka PB in the 200, in the 100? Her PB in the 100 is 10.65. Same time that one today.
10.65, yeah.
Boy, may I tell her. Oh, you mean opinion? We have a question, man. Sha'Carri run past you again. Russian Clark now. Cause I want to still want to talk about Shericka and Sha'Carri.
No, what else happened today other than me hear about Russian Clark, but me never watch it.
Virgin. The man run a race in life. That's why I have them world record there. A national record. War home pull him, brother, and a US youth a come to try get the automatic spot. And Roshan coming out the final hurdle, the 10th hurdle. Yes. Yo.
That youth have a big heart.
Yeah, big brother.
And we saw that from last year. So he ran 47.3.
Yeah, 47.34. That's the national record.
That's the national record.
World under 20 record.
World under 20 record.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's overachieving. Well, I had him always to make the final because of how he is as a person. Yeah. He will fight to the line, and I just want him to go to the finals and just run a blinder.
He's gonna compete for sure.
Whatever place you finish, I think we are happy for you, and I think you are winning right now. Getting to the finals is a win for me.
Breaking a world record, youth. That's a big achievement.
And the trajectory that he's on, he's looking to join the sub 47 crew in years to come, which is really good.
All right, so because I made a comment about my word about the 200, or my question the 200, them are Dixon is saying, remember Shelly was in 10-6 form last season, or last year. Shericka was in 10-7. And Shericka did the 21-5. Or 21-4.
21-4.
21-4. So I'm not worried about her 200.
What is Shericka's fastest time in the 200 meter this year?
21 must be 9.
No, man, she run faster than that in the 200. She run faster than that. And what is Gabby's fastest time?
21.6.
Yeah, and Shericka, me think Shericka run 21.6 too.
Shericka says she get faster, Virgin, and look there.
She get faster, but getting faster and messing up in a race. Don't you can't fast and fight Shericka to fight the race today. No?
Cause Shelly beside her.
Shericka feel Shelly beside her and fight the race. Just relax and go through. You see, this is what I don't understand. And I mean, you know that you're stronger than Shelly. Once you get up in front of Shelly can't catch you. Once me see Shericka get up in front of Shelly today, and I just say, run for your medal, Shelly. Because she know she can't catch Shericka. It's like Noah Lyles, the 100-meter finals yesterday. At 40 meters, Noah Lyles was beside everybody else. I say, all right, Lyles, I feel your race.
Yeah, man.
There are just certain things that it makes no sense you tell a lie on yourself or you lie to yourself about. At 40 meters, if Noah Lyles is beside you, he's going to pass you. It's that simple. If Shericka is in front of Shelly can't run down Shericka. And now, if Sha'Carri is beside you at 50 meters, she's going to beat you. You have to beat her in the start.
Mm-hmm. But if you beat her in the start, you have to ensure so you're able to maintain that top speed right through it, because she coming at you.
Yes.
I think at 21.7 at Shericka time.
Yeah, 21.7 her season's best, but she now has to run herself. I remember Sha'Carri run 21.6 we needed, you know. Remember, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why I think say, you see, Fabian.
In a trouble, you know, coach.
Yeah.
That 200 they go hot, you know, in a trouble.
That hot, man.
In a trouble, you know.
That's why you see me. You see this wind reading thing. Me not too believe in it still, but I sport and me understand that are the rule. Because when you run then time, no matter what wind assistance you get, your body reach somewhere,
I don't believe in them crap. I say, all I know is 200 meter in a trouble. You're in a trouble, you know.
Let me say it. When me say me question it, my opinion I ask why me question it. She can do it still, don't get me wrong, weird. But how it's set, she have to come with A game. Have to.
She needs to understand that as of today, August 21, 2023, on the day that Usain St. Leo Bolt was born. Happy birthday to Usain Bolt, the great man. Greatest Olympian ever, the biggest name in track and field ever. Use this as a marker that as of today, she'll forever be fighting Sha'Carri until both of them retire. And she will have to bring her A game every time she shows up to the track. I know, knowing the Franchises, they will be looking at this and they'll be going back to the drawing board. The last time Shericka made a mistake in a race, the following season she come back and run 21.4. So let's see how she responds next year. I mean, there is this crazy notion among the Elaine fans that Elaine only turns up in an Olympic year. Is it coincidence that she's now being conditioned by Shelly? Someone who she's used to. Someone who knows her stuff. Is it competition? Is it coincidence that she's now being conditioned by Shelly? And if everything goes well, managing her Achilles and whatnot, does this mean that next year we could see a return of Elaine Thompson era? 2024 will be an interesting year. It's going to be interesting.
Very interesting. But may I say, if you're not sure, the show don't not gonna leave you.
She will have to show up. And people don't think we are saying ShaCarri is going to beat Shericka in the 200 meters. All we are saying is if Shericka does not turn up with her A game, she will be beaten. What, coach? What happened to Wanda Kid today?
Yeah, that it apparently he had a hamstring issue. He was running up to do, I think, his first run up. I mean, I don't know if it's a bad step in maker or what, but him skip the second jump. They were administering treatment, but it just never happened.
Oh. So he made the finals and third with the. So who won that event?
Zan come on.
What was the distance?
Me don't remember, but I him win.
You remember the old rule where whatever distance you jump in at the first round still carry you through straight to the final? If that was the old rule, maybe Jaydon would still win. My word. So you see that word there, that sure word there? Because I think there was no gold medal that was, according to Jamaicans, was more sure than Jaydon's gold medal. But again, it's all a part of the game.
Me never say goal still, no.
70,
me I say I got medal. You would have loved him win a goal, but me I say I got medal. It's when it comes to prediction, me never say nothing sure, brother. You can't say sure. Because you see, especially, me learn this from being a part of champs. It's when it come on to championship, with essential champs, there's this thing where me always I use, pills and thrills. You will have somebody where you now look for score points for you, or win a medal. Then boom, person where you expect to win, nada.
Hey, me learn that the hard way, coach. Me have count my points. Me have count my points, them are champs, and me have primary champs are going, coach. And me I tell you say, me I go so bam 9 and 9 and 18. I me have sure 18 individual points from one athlete. You know. That boy never lose a race from me a coach him, never lose a race. And you know say the youth run it 200 meter heats. A primary champs 200 meter heats run before 100 meter heats, and him run it bend and walk go home. Look superb. A warm up for the 100 meter heats, and one of the, you know the hole them where they on the field where sprinkler come out of? They would step on one of that coach and twist his ankle and can't run. Tears, man. Tears. You think of me injured? Tears. Lone tears. And that was somebody we were sure would have won. So from that time, I mean, even sometimes I get caught up by saying sure, but it's the most likely. Hurdles, anybody game. I've always said that the hurdles is an obstacle race. You have to negotiate them 10 barrier there. And Broadbell will learn from this experience that hurdles is about rhythm. I think he knows that already, but sometimes adrenaline and get the best of us. And I think that's what happened to Broadbell. He will be back stronger. Next year is the Olympics. He now needs to win or do well at the Olympics.
The ladies are through to the 400 meter hurdles. I think Jelly, which is Genevieve Russell won, Rochelle Clayton won, and Anjanette was second. Femke Ball easily 53, so 3-9. Fastest time ever run in our first round of 400-meter hurdle. Fastest. So you know something special is coming where Femke Ball is concerned.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich Pool, nobody come here with that in a Rich Pool.
You know,
You're particular quiet. You just come on the stream and Fabian attack. If you talk when the man attack, you never hear money. Were you here when the stream started?
Rich Poor, big up yourself, Rich Poor, but that's not it.
Rich
But
Poor, go on, sit down, Rich Poor.
Yeah, man, the 400 meters is Femke playground now, but I think Femke was training to beat Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
Because she know that in order to beat Sydney, she have to run the 51, the 50 range to beat Sydney. Have to run that, and I think Femke Ball will get close to that world record.
So if she go close to the record enough, Fabian, she would have to be running sub 51. You know, you think she can go sub 51?
I think
before you answer, Rich Poor, Holloway, Broad Bells miss up have anything to do with Holloway. Come on, Rich Poor. Run it, Fabian.
Based on what I'm seeing, I think she's capable of running sub 51. Me not think we see the full potential of Femke yet. I think she has another gear, but I think she needs Sydney to push her in that race for it to happen. You see, like how Varhom pull Benjamin down in the 46.
Mm-hmm.
I think she needs Sydney to pull her into the sub 51. But going close to the record might force Sydney and Bobby Kersey to make a U-turn and come back to the 400 hurdles.
Boy, it kind of difficult, Fabian. I don't know if she'll go sub 51, you know. I don't know.
If she doesn't go sub 51...
I know she's special, you know. I know she's special, you know.
I think she'll go sub 51.3. She'll go faster than 51.3. Let me put it that way. And you can screen record this. I think Femke Ball will run maybe 51.3 or faster.
I don't know if she'll go. And not because me said that you are switching up, Fabian. That's two different voices.
No, I mean, I believe she can go sub 51. But to be on the safe side, if she no go sub 51, she'll go sub 51 low. She'll go low 51s. That's what I see from her. It's kind of like how we did say that Rashawn Clark would go 47 low. And we see him go 47.3. Femke Bola go 51 lower, sub 51.
Zebeb, same thing, she can go 50.9.
It is possible. It is possible.
All right. And I'm not saying that it can't happen. Who is in the race to really pull her to that height?
Right.
Unless she's just gonna tell herself that I'm going to be racing against the clock.
It's gonna be hard. Like I said with how Varhom pull Benjamin down to the 46s, it's gonna be hard. She needs somebody to pull her.
And that's why I say, you see, if Sydney didn't have the race, even though Sydney would have won and broke the world record again. You'd have pushed her to go below probably the previous or just a little bit above it. Hey, I watch Sydney long time around 4x4 pens, you know. And Sydney not normal, you know. Rich Pooh, we're not gonna toe to toe still enough. Yeah, but Sydney is a different type of animal, Zebev. So I would say she never have nobody. She never need nobody to pull her that. She targeted the record. So if Femke Ball, she have to do it with me, say. 51 low, me say. Exactly, Stargate. Exactly. Rich Poe, see link drop, you know. See link drop. I don't know where you're up to. But I mean, it was a good day for us. We got good and bad day, bittersweet day. 3 medals. We got off the mark. Got off the mark, and there's a terminology up in that. We got off the mark. In terms of medals, so we have 2 silvers, and a bronze. Rich Poe baby, man. Rich Poe soft brain drain. He can't run up. He link drop long time all now you can't see it. Then him have to go send me for send it again. And them something that we have to deal with, you know. But big up to Dandino on that super chat. There wouldn't be a US versus Jamaica rivalry if Jamaica was the only country winning. Still proud, and the race did hot. Yeah, man, it was a marvelous race. Yeah, good to see the Jamaicans and the Americans, you know, in full tilt. So big up, big up. Why would you think that? Yeah, man, but by Jamaican standards, still, you know, Tony Green. By Jamaican standard, we should have been way ahead by our standard. That's the problem. That's a 10-4 at Paris. Coach, what do you know about the young fella? Oh, spoke about him. He's a very talented athlete with a big heart. He ran a very good race, very good run to pick up an automatic qualifying standard to reach the finals. He also ran the world under 20 record and also the Jamaica national record. So it is a big run from the youth. Yeah, man, ShaCarri fan base big, you know, very huge. And some people talk about her, I like them, I like her, or they want to see she do well. It does a mixed reaction when it comes down to ShaCarri. You understand? Coach, me notice you don't read women posts. so what me just do a while ago? Eh? And Claudine asks about Ask about Russian Clark. I'm just read it on side. Come on, Sharon. That's. Anyways, you come show up. What say you?
Good night, Coach Minzy. About my show up. Mind your P's and Q's in a Minzy. What were good night viewers and subscribers? Good night, one and all. What was your watch it? I'm here to bring you to account. And now, listen, I may have missed the earlier part of the show, so my apologies. I am not omnipresent. Now, Coach Minzy, I just want your immediate reactions, if I may, to that 100 meters result. I said earlier,
immediate reaction?
What was your immediate reaction as the gun went and then the ladies went through the line, as you saw the 1, 2, 3 go through your cranium? You were what?
I was feeling less.
You were feelingless.
No
as in numb? You were numb?
No. I just watch the race. I never have no emotions that exude or whatever. I just watch the race and, you know.
I'm listening to you carefully. I'm listening to you very carefully. I'm testing your credibility. Hey, Coach Minzy, what?
Hey,
you accuse? Hey, watch it. Watch it.
Hey, what kind of credibility you come for this? Anyways, go on with me area.
Oh, thank you very much, viewers and subscribers. Let's say thank you very much to Coach Minzy. Like, share, and subscribe to Coach's Desk. Apparently #1 for track and field. The reason, boss of which
you want me to deal with ShaCarri Shelly them today? Make sure your argument is cued properly. All right, go ahead.
I made a clear and distinct point, as Richard Poe Sports often does. And I simply said, no more than a day or so ago, that if Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce wins the 100 meters at this Budapest World Championships, it would test the credibility of this outstanding field of female athletes.
Why would it test their credibility?
Here we go. Because Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce from London, England, could clearly see, recognize, and accept that Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce's season has been compromised, and it is her outstanding experience and talent that has helped her, including her maturity, to deal with managing a knee injury that has scuppered her season. So if in managing her knee and producing low 10.8 clockings in Italy and Luzerne, you're going to tell me that on the basis of that preparation, lack of preparation, she would turn up at Budapest and take down and take out Shericka Jackson, 10.65 Jamaican Championship, stellar performance, still the finest 100-meter performance in my opinion this season, and take out ShaCarri Richardson, who blew my mind with her maturity on the big stage, wig gone, face on, and you're telling me that Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce turning up and taking gold would have said, yeah, she's brilliant and the rest of them can't match her? I put it to you simply, and I'm sure that you can accept when I've explained to you clearly what I meant, that was simply the case and proof positive. 10.77, season's best by Shelly Ann. Well done, but that wasn't going to cut it. It wasn't going to cut it. That's all I was saying. And you doubted me.
You're going on and on Rich Poe. If Shelly Ann is not in the best shape and she had that managing and she still come out and win the race, it wouldn't question the credibility of the other athletes in my eyes. If it question it in your 4 eyes, are your business. You wouldn't question their credibility, because the 100-meter finals is all about execution and shut out the noise and the people then beside you and execute a good race. That's what ShaCarri did. Come on, Richard. You're bellowing out down the street. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I must admit that having heard your answer just now, I put it to you that you are on potentially dodgy ground. I'd be fascinated at what the views and subscribers make of this particular difference. Most of the time, oftentimes we'll agree on things. On this one, I'm going to hold my ground for a little longer, and a little longer still. At the end of this stream, I maintain my position. Shelly and Fraser Price on the
Rich Pooh, she lose. I am not trying to convince you, Rich Pooh. I am not trying to convince you.
You're trying to convince.
I am putting it to you that if she had won,
yes,
for me, I wouldn't question the credibilities of the others in my eyes. If it is in your 4 eyes that you question their credibility, that's up to you. That's your opinion. Opinion varies.
Absolutely. And this is why I'm saying that it's interesting that we are on different levels and in terms of thinking, because I put it
no. Why you make it a big deal?
Right.
If we share different opinion, why will you make it a big deal?
Because you called me eccentric. You called me eccentric, and I was wondering if it was specifically because of this point that I made in the comment section, because that was the only point that I made, and you described me
so you have
as a rather eccentric person. Why?
Rich Pooh, you have that up in your heart long. You know what things people say about me in the comment section? Come on, man.
I don't know. I don't know how many people saying ass dead and cold fat. I am talking to you, and I'm having a conversation and reasoning, reasoning this thing through.
It's not me alone I talk to. 200 people plus other people are gonna watch the video after. So yeah, I'm using the term figuratively. It is as if we are having a conversation. I'm not saying anything that I'm saying to you that I wouldn't say in front of members of the social media audience, watchers, viewers, and subscribers to Coach's Desk. Big up yourself. It was a great night of athletics, and the athletics world benefited from tonight because Shelly and Fraser Price are great, arguably the greatest sprinter we have seen. Recognized. I recognized it. She recognized it. Jamaica.
I beg your pardon?
Me see you have in your background a Brazilian flag shirt hang up.
Lord of mercy. Hold on there. Who has something in whose heart? You see, hold on, let me see. Wait there. What it? Watch her. Anybody see a Brazilian? Watch her. What is? How it is?
You put it on because you know that me are gonna hit that point there.
I have no. Listen, I'm not even going down that line. You see, it is you I put it to, who is eccentric. I come here in peace and love with my Jamaican T-shirt on, wearing it proudly, whether I am coming onto Coach's Desk or not.
You know, hey, no. You know
about Brazilian flag behind me. Anybody see a Brazilian flag or Brazilian T-shirt behind me? Which part?
Rich Pooh.
Which part?
Rich Pooh.
Hello. Good night, Fabian.
All right, me I go mute you. You come on and say you want to go toe to toe. That cannot be peace. When you go toe to toe with somebody, that is a combative sort of argument that your statement that you made. So obviously, you're not coming no peace. You're not Terminator.
Fabian, can you hear me, Fabian? Have I been unmuted?
I'm just watching. I'm just staying away from this one. I'm just staying out of it. I don't want no straight shot.
He come for war, Fabian. Can I say he
I
come
am
toe to
staying. I
toe?
am very peaceful. I am not in any war.
I know that CD. I know CD when the smoke comes sometime, you know. Him catch him. Him catch him. Hey, listen, CD, bless up yourself,
We
Fabian.
never scared. We never scared, Rich Poe. You ask a
Let,
question and I answer, you know.
Why
I say,
question I ask? Cause we missing
he
him.
must say, remember, he must say about if Shelly win, if it have a question the credibility of the other athletes. And I said, no, I cannot question the credibility of the other athletes if Shelly win, knowing that she had a knee injury. What if Shelly come in a final and she execute and win? Me now question their credibility. I would never do that. So him want me agree with him on that, you know, and I am not agreeing with him. And me I say two we are sharing two different opinions, and him have a problem with that. And I really that he have a problem with, you know. I become say him eccentric, you know. And that he have a problem with. So you have that in your heart, you have nothing else to talk about, but you use that.
But he
I have a bag of things to talk about. Fabian, what say you? I have a bag of things to talk about.
You have to talk about your countrywoman finishing what 6 or 7 in the finals, running 11 was a 1-4. That have to talk about. Talk about your team running 11 something in a final. That have to talk about.
Fabian, I want Fabian.
You think because you put on a Jamaican shirt means you're Jamaican tonight?
Fabian, Fabian, if I may, I want to hold toes to the fire, and I simply want people to be held to account and to pipe up if they believe what they believe, so be it. Fabian, let me make my point crystal clear going into the women's 100 meters semi-finals, final, and the event itself. I simply said on coach's desk, thank you, Coach Minzy. Thank you, Coach.
You never make things crystal clear.
Go ahead, finish your point, Rich Bo. Let me hear what you say.
Oh God. Thank you, Fabian. I simply said, due to Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce's season being compromised by an unfortunate knee injury, which shortened her season's preparation for Budapest. Her season included 10.8 low clocking.
Preparation. I'm asking a question, boss.
Yeah, but we understand what I mean. But remember, say I'm on a tracks man, and I say we understand what I mean. Go ahead.
Thank you, Fabian. Thank you, Fabian.
And Richard, now, me not on your side. I'm just tell you.
No, absolutely, okay. Fabian. Absolutely, no problem at all. And by the way, I would like the the name of your show. Nursing a little cough. I'd like the name of your show. I've been trying to find it on the link, and I keep on forgetting it. But I would like to big up and support your platform as and when you are broadcasting. But let me continue. Because Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce had a knee injury, this meant that she could not prepare and produce the required performance to defend and win a world title in 2023 against the likes of an outstanding Shericka Jackson, an outstanding talent, as we have recognized on this platform and across the world, in ShaCarri Richardson, who has exceeded maybe even her own expectation this season. She's been a professional athlete properly for her first season, running Diamond League events, beating Shericka Jackson, and yet we still thought Shericka is keeping her powder dry for the World Championships. These two athletes alone, not to even include Talu, who I thought was not necessarily going to be a world champion elect, but Shericka Jackson and ShaCarri Richardson, in my humble opinion, were going to get the better of Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce simply because...
Why you never said, Rich Poe? Why after the fuck you said? Is it hindsight you're using?
You called me eccentric, and when I made my comments, it was making that exact point. So Fabian, you heard what Coach Minzy said, and it's very interesting, you know, because if this is his line of reasoning, I have got him beaten all ends up, viewers and subscribers. I simply said Shelly and Fraser Price. I said it before the fact. Now is a fact. It's been proven a fact. Shelly Ann herself admitted
So
that
Richard,
it was going to be a tough task to defend. But
so the eccentric comment is geared towards that what you said, right?
let me tell you and be clear. I'm only
Yes
speculating.
or no? Yes or no?
What's the question? Before Fabian actually comes in with his opinion on what I've said? Am I crazy? Am I eccentric?
So
Maybe you. I think.
Watch it.
Ask the question.
No, keep talking.
No, please ask the question, sir.
Speak.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm going to speak. This is going to speak, but I want to answer your questions as well. Shelly Ann Fraser Price herself admitted that a champion.
I repeat everything when you say already. Rich poor.
Because I'm standing on firm ground. Shelly Ann Fraser Price is a great champion.
You're sitting down.
So, all right, Rich Bo, all right, you see the thing about when you ask one question, it take you 5 minutes for each question and we forget
exactly.
the question.
You ask direct question, brother.
So, get to the point so we can find ask the direct question and so we can answer it because I not understand. I think you did an action, but now you finish with a Shelly great. So I not to understand that part there.
Thank you very much. Listen very carefully. I'm going to be as succinct as possible. My question was, or my point was, Shelly Ann Fraser is a great athlete. She's great, but she's not necessarily great to the point that she can carry an injury, manage it, and yet still be expected to simply turn up. That could be in the lines of.
Why not?
Richard, just hold on, man, because you ask him a question. But you talk as a
and they answer the question in a big lie.
You can't ask a question and I go round, Bridging. Fabian, this is what the man is saying. Let me see if I can paraphrase.
Put in a
long time I say it and him can't reach, you know.
A 10,000 meter time around.
Oh, England, they didn't try reach at Jamaica. Okay.
The message can't reach America yet. America, me the message not reach it. So you go reach at Jamaica too.
When I get to the 110-meter hurdles, you know, go on, paraphrase where my trap is at. Go on.
No, me know what you say. Me say what you know say. You talk. But Richard, all we're asking you to do is like I'm asking you a question. Can you, no, like me I say, do you believe that Shelly Ann is a great athlete? Yes or no? Ask the question directly so we can answer. Nobody go around on a long speech and this soliloquy and all of these things, man. Like we know you're a great orator, Richard. No,
thank you, CD. Thank you, CD.
Richard, how many athletes do you know that can get a serious knee injury a few weeks before championships and still run a season's best and medal? How many athletes?
Not many.
Fabian, Shelly has been there before and she still sell favorite too. And people just have them doubt same way, but Shelly's still in a mix.
She is still in the mix.
And that's
Shelly
why
I
answer the way because apparently Richard now follow the thing long time. When Shelly did have her tour problem, people did have her in the mix same way. And she still got medal.
Coach Menzie, I remember the toe injury situation. I was going out, maybe I was going out on a limb, but I was calling it as the reason boss saw it for Budapest. Did you hear what I said? For Budapest, Hungary 2023. I did not believe that we would be fair.
Richard?
Pardon me, Fabian?
Do you have ShaCarri winning the 100 meters?
No, Fabian.
You have nobody to win it.
Who did I have as
I had to,
going in?
He never said it.
Watch her.
I never heard it. Him have a channel, me no hear it on it. In compound this, me no hear it on it.
Watch her. Fabian, if I may, it's early hours in England, so I'm just holding my corner. My young son, God bless him. God bless his son. Listen, viewers and subscribers, Coach Menzie Fabian. Let me be crystal clear. Big up yourself, Crystal. Get well soon. Much love. Telewa TV. Big up the reggae girls. Shericka Jackson was the reason boss's favorite for this women's 100 meters final event. Shericka Jackson.
So your favorite did not win.
No, She did not.
He not talk about that in him. I talk
Why?
about Shelly and his centric argument.
Hold on, wait a minute, Fabian. You're talking soberly, and I'm going to answer you soberly. She did not win. Very interesting. There could be a couple of reasons. Namely, ShaCarri Richardson brought her A game from lane 9. As soon as I saw that she was way out in lane 9, this was an outstandingly strong field, strung out literally from left to right. And when I saw a lady as dangerous as ShaCarri Richardson, minus the wig, game face on, would she buckle or would she rise? Michael Johnson in the BBC studios suggested keep an eye on her foot speed, her mentality, her literal and sheer talent. She could be a threat if she gets out. She got out all right. And my lord, Shericka Jackson thought that she'd done enough by subduing Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce. That usually would have been enough. And that was me and my prediction coming true. I didn't think Shelly Ann was going to beat Shericka. She was putting up the mother of all fights. That is the mark of a champion, which Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, without question or hesitation, is. But as the race unfolded, in less than 11 seconds, we saw lane 9 out of the corner of the eye. People weren't picking up on it. She'd blown away Tamara Davis, and she threw it down Justin Gatlin style. You remember last Usain Bolt World Championships when everybody thought the danger was Christian Coleman? My lord, Bolt was battling to come back to get the nod on Christian Coleman, and here comes Justin Gatlin. Listen, ShaCarri Richardson threw down that time 10.65, championship breaking. She declared herself a bona fide champion. And that form is the form that I said Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce was not going to be able to handle. Shericka Jackson beat Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce tonight. A wonderful silver medal.
No,
there's a silver lining.
You didn't say Shericka could not handle it either. You see your favorite now win. So
all right. Anyway,
my baseline point was that Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce was not going to cross the line first. That's all I said. I maintain that, and it's no shame on Shelly Ann Fraser. You don't understand my soliloquies, but that's exactly what I was saying. I make no apologies.
5,000 meter, madam.
Well, athletics is not just comprised of the 100 meters. There's 200, there's 400, there's 10,000 meters, there's the marathon. So any which way you cut it, it's still the same statement that I'm standing on. Fabian, go ahead, sir.
Why you talk so aggressive? That's why we have different coaches. So you do the fight, and that's why, so you don't respect people argument. You do the 5,000 and I do the sprints. So why you have a problem with me? Yeah, about world athletics, listen. I know all of that. You don't have to tell me. Go ahead, Fabian.
Hey, all right, Richard, let me give you a word of advice. You see, you question them too long. You take 3 years to bring your point across. It's like you write 3 paragraphs to say a one sentence. Just go directly to the point. I'm
not delusional. Continue, Fabian. You're a school teacher.
So the conversation can flow. So it makes no sense when you talk for 5 minutes to bring across a point that you could bring off in 30 seconds, and then we can have this discourse rather than you talking for 5 minutes, and then we forget the point that you were trying to make, and then we ask if you repeat it, and it takes 5 minutes again for you to come back around to the same point, and it basically sound repetitive.
And sometimes you answer your own question.
And then you answer your own question. The reality of the situation is, and I'm going to adjust a comment that I saw where someone said that Shelly should not have gone to the World Championships knowing that she's not 100%. No, Shelly is a true competitor. And remember, going to the World Championship is not just about winning. I believe Shelly won. She did not win the gold medal, but she won. After everything that happened this season, getting a bronze medal in probably one of the toughest fields at the World Championships, I must say, big up to Mommy Rocket. And at her age, understand, missing a number of weeks due to injury, so close to the championship, having to push back the start of her season, running only two 100-meter races going in, we saw that her start was not there, and we know that there was a chink in the armor. You get what I'm saying?
But
That
Fabian,
being
just to
said,
add, sorry, the Fabian, remember your point, but just to add to what that person is saying, you see, sometimes they don't understand how these athletes feel about attending or competing at these championships. You know? If them sit down at them yard, take for example Ilian. Many people say Ilian shouldn't go, but Ilian wants to go. He's saying now that Shelly should not have gone. Shelly wants to go. Shelly had a toe injury that hampered her. Just the same in another championship. She went. She won a bronze medal just the same. So sometimes these athletes want to go to work. Whatever they are facing is not going to stop them from competing. So they are going to work. Seem like if you have a little flu or a little cough or your sinusitis is acting up, you still show up at work. You take a tablet or you drink some cough syrup. It's the same thing for these athletes. They love what they do. They love to compete, win, lose, or draw. So we have to just allow, we can't make them statement they just afloat. Sorry about that, Fabian, but we did just have to say that.
Well said. Well
yeah,
said.
man, and
Well said.
that's adding to the point. Right now, I can't play football, and I think when you love something and you have done something for years, it is hard for you to sit down and watch. It's very, very hard. Any competitor will show up, and what I like about Shelly was that she did come forward and say, "Hey, I'm not 100, but I'm showing up to do my best,"
Mm-hmm.
and that she did because she ran her season's best. And I know that Shelly is coach favorite. Shelly is my favorite also. But let me put this out there. I mean, if coach wanted to know, but coach know that Shelly wasn't going to win. Let me tell you right now. Coach,
We have private conversations, you know.
coach literally tell me that Shelly will have to run the race of her life to medal in this race. So just don't put that out there for you, Richard. So coach know that Shelly wasn't going to win. And while having the conversation with coach, we came to the point that Shelly looks like she is in 10-7 shape. Will that be enough to win the goal? That's what we were questioning. But we know that she looked like she was in 10-7 shape.
No, Kevin, she did not do anything to destroy her legacy.
Her legacy? Oh, come on, Kevin, man.
No, man. Nothing. Shelley's legacy has not been tarnished by getting. A matter of fact, it helped it because one more medal at a championship,
Hey, Kevin,
arguably the best of all time.
Shelly is the
Winningest.
best 100-meter sprinter of all time, both male and female. Even if she didn't get a medal today, she would still be the greatest 100-meter sprinter of all time. I'm still waiting for whoever did want to debate me on that. Now that Shelly don't win, maybe they'll be brave enough to come and debate me.
RDD alone, I got try to test upon.
But let us look at this. Shelly burst onto the scene in 2008 at the Beijing Olympics. And every single season from 2008, Shelly has run 10-7 or faster. I think probably only one season she never run 10-7. Now, how do you judge greatness? You judge greatness by the number of titles that you win and your performances. Now, it's not just about a world record because there are some world records that are basically untouchable. The high jump record, the 100-meter record. Now that we're just getting closer to the 200-meter record, some records are very hard to beat.
400-meter women.
The 400-meter women record, they are just hard to beat. Shelly has been performing at her best for the better part of 14 years straight. For 14 years, she has been performing at her best.
running in and around 500ths of a second of her PB. There is no other athlete ever in the sport to be that consistent over that length of time. None. Not even Usain Bolt ran 9.5 in Berlin. And him never run 9.5 again. Him run 19.1 at Berlin. And him never run 19.1 again. And Usain Bolt is not legendary because he broke the 100-meter world record. And this is and I'm going to prove this to you. Asafa broke that record twice. And he's not as legendary as Usain Bolt. So it is not the record that Usain Bolt that makes Usain Bolt legendary. What makes Usain Bolt legendary is the fact that Usain Bolt has done 3 gold medals at 3 consecutive Olympics. That is what makes him a legend, not the fact that he broke the records. It's the fact that the 3 consecutive gold medals at the Olympics. So when I look at Shelly and Fraser-Pryce, who has won the most 100-meter world championship titles, male or female, and who has been at the top of the game for the better part of 15 years.
Outstanding.
15 years. That in itself makes her the greatest 100-meter sprinter of all time.
We do want to be, I would add the caveat, Fabian, a passionate, by the way, defense of Shelly Ann Fraser's standing as arguably the greatest sprinter of all time. Usain Bolt, from my perspective, and probably from many people's perspective, when we saw the manner in which Usain Bolt set those world records, the 9.58, the 19.19 seconds, the manner of the victories, the gap, and the level of opposition that he met, and the way he treated them, those added to his legendary status, as well as the consecutive back-to-back Olympic 100-meter titles. So I think it's a combination of factors that make him arguably the greatest sprinter in many people's eyes. Of course, the likes of Carl Lewis is in that conversation as well. But I think it's a combination.
Drew Fart is disagreeing with me, saying the records play a role in that too. But as I said again, Asafa broke the 100-meter world record more than once.
But isn't Asafa considered a legend of the sport?
He is, but is he considered?
And it is because of his world record, not because of him winning global titles.
Asafa is considered one of the legends in the sport because of the number of sub-10 that he has ran, the sub-10 king, because of him constantly running, having 97 races under 10 seconds in the 100 meters. Not just because of a lot of people never ever remember about Asafa being the world record, holder at some point. And I still blame Stephen Francis for Asafa not breaking the record again. You remember that race where Stephen Francis tell Asafa to run 80 and walk home? And him run 9.72? I don't know if your people remember that race. If he had just run through the tape, Asafa run 9.6.
Was that the race? Was it a race in Greece?
I don't remember where the race was, but I know that they said that Stephen Francis tell him just to start and go home, and he did that, and he run 9.7. But it's not just world records. It is not just world records, because the reality is Shanae Miller-Weber, Sanya Richards-Ross, Alison Felix are great quarter milers, and they never got close to that 400-meter world record. Does that mean they are not legends in the 400 meter? some records just hard to be broken. Like Flojo's record is very, very difficult to be broken. It's just now that we are seeing people getting close to the 200 meter, and you need the perfect conditions and a perfect race to break that record.
There are levels to greatness. There are levels to legendary status. Asafa Powell is a legend, but he's not in the same category by common consent in athletic circles. One, because his big race mentality, that ability to be almost seen as unbeatable, that veneer invincibility was not there for Asafa Powell on the big stage. He was found wanting in terms of crossing the line first. That 100 meters, by the way, very interesting. Recently, with Noah Lyles winning that race in 9.83 seconds, the same time as Zarnell Hughes ran as a world leading time. I just wondered, I don't know what your thoughts are, viewers and subscribers, Fabian, Coach Minzy. I find it interesting that Zarnell Hughes said that he'd been writing down times such as that 9.83 before he ran the time. I wonder, going in as the world's leading 100 meter runner, time-wise, I wonder if he had written down and had got it into his head that 9.82 seconds, for example, could have been within his radar and his range. Do you think that if he had written down speculating 9.82 seconds, knowing that his personal best, the world leading time as well, was 9.83, if he had that mentality, could the race have been potentially different? Because there are levels. He said all he had in his mind in that final and this championship was to podium, was to medal. I find that very interesting because the margins are so tight. Noah Lyles was the one that stood out and was interested in doing a double 100 and treble, in fact, 100, 200 and 4x100 meters, winning it. And that's why I was elated at Noah Lyles. And the mind games, very interesting. The mental, the cranium, so important, because I've never seen a race with 9.88 across the board. Tobago,
right, let me
Seville,
pause. Let me
and
right here,
Zarnell Hughes. Very interesting. So back to quickly Asafa Powell. Asafa Powell was a wonderful athlete, but there were levels. Usain Bolt had that veneer of invincibility. When he broke a record, as in the 9.58 or 9.59, 9.58 and the 1919, those records were smashed. He had the superiority over his opponents and over the clock, destroying previously well recorded and well valued records, one of which he set, or two of which he set himself. That's what makes the levels created in the legendary debate. Go ahead, Fabian.
Yeah, I don't want to forget about this, Arnell. Writing down a time does not guarantee anything, right?
Of course. I've never heard about this time business being written down. Of course not.
If Noah had run 9.86 today, Noah would have still won. If he had run 9.87, would you have that same question?
No, Fabian. I'm glad that I'm on coach's desk tonight.
It's just a yes or no. So you see this thing about writing down times.
Yes.
It is about athletes making goals, because the reality of this is it's not a case where Zarnell has never won a global medal.
Correct.
And so the aim is to get on the podium. The aim is to get on the podium in your individual race. And that was Zarnell's aim. Whichever way you get on the podium, with a third, second, or first, it does not matter. And remember, Zarnell has had trouble with false starting in the past. So to just get over the line and do you realize Zarnell celebrated like he won the race?
No doubt, it was elation and elation well-founded.
So this is what we want to see, because in the entire world, he's on the podium.
Absolutely.
So I don't want people to think that if you don't win at the World Championships means that you have a failed campaign. Zarnell has had a very successful season this year, breaking the British record in the 200 and medaling at the World Championship in the 100 meter, running a new personal best in the 100 meter. He's having the season of his life. So big up to Zarnell Hughes, and let us not push it to say, hey, maybe if he had gone in to win, he would have won. The reality of the situation is Noah wrote down 965. He never said that he was going to run 965. No. But he said his aim is to run 965 and 1910. Some months ago when I spoke about Noah Lyles' possibility of breaking Usain Bolt's record, the people have nearly stoned me. But the reasoning that I gave was that he's faster now over 60 meters. He's faster over 100 meters. So what does that translate into for his 200 meters? Because he already has that top end speed. What does that mean for his 200 meters? He ran 1931. And now he is a tenth of a second faster. What does that mean? I think he's going to go 19.2 or close to the record, if not break the record.
He identified this at the press conference, Fabian, Coach's Desk, Views and Subscribers. He confirmed that he knew that he was dominating the 200 meters. That was his bread and butter. But in order to enter the legendary status of all-time sprinters, he had to improve. He had to do it, absolutely. So he recognized, absolutely. So that's where he's at now. So we would not be surprised. And I mean, an incredible 100 meters victory. I mean, he is a fillip for the sport. He is the kind of character that the sport needs. There are questions, deeper questions regarding the future of athletics globally, and what can make it even more successful, including increased prize money and more exposure, more of the best meeting the best. But Noah Lyles, he is the real deal.
Noah has been dominating, and you see the thing with Noah Lyles, the reason why I said Noah Lyles is someone who I believe if anybody's going to break that 200 meter record is Noah Lyles. Looking at 19.19, it takes someone like Noah Lyles to look at that record and go after it, because that is a scary goal to set. 19.19 is no simple.
No joke.
And only Noah would publicly say that he's going after that record. And I said this months ago that he is crazy enough to attempt it. And sometimes you need some of that in sport. And I believe he has the ability. I'm not saying he's going to break it this year, but I believe he will get close to it, especially with the fact that I believe that Alestal Tobogo will also run 19.3. So he now has somebody who will push him to the line. So now I will go close to that 19.19, if not break it. And people who beat me about Tobogo, you see, Coach, I see everything is coming right back around. Remember when they beat me about Tobogo?
What them beat you, sir?
Coach can't tell him when them beat me, man. Say Tobogo can't win nothing on him. Me tell them, you know, you see, even when the semi-final draw come up in the 100 meters, and then say Tobogo in a show, me tell them, me say Tobogo run past Fred Kerley. And that exactly happened. Because
I must. Oh, go ahead.
You see, I don't know. I might give that. Me can see potential. And Noah Lyles is the real deal. Tobogo is also the real deal. And if that boy ever decides to do the 400, he's going to run a sub 44.
I believe you. I mean, that is a killer of an event. A 400 meters men's hurdle is a real killer. But the 400 meter.
Tobogo to Umaga. That remembering that Tobogo is 19.
Filling up room to fill out.
And if he's if in that Maga and in 19 and him around 19.4, can you imagine if him get some? Anyway, Coach, talk to them about that part.
But you see, Fabian, people are look on night not that big. And everybody have him as a year to Usain Bolt's throne.
Me tell you, say, not Lyles frying chip, man. I bought the third thing. This is what I'm telling you when you never listen to me. And I'm telling you, say Lyles frying chip.
He's never looked the same.
Ever since Lyles run down on night now, look over upon him, so and run past him. It's a completely different night in chip fry.
I reserve the right though. I'm not going to call out and count out the young man's career just yet. Noah Lyles is a special talent. Whether his chip is fried or not, it takes a special athlete.
And fast Eugene track coach. They say that Noah Lyles 200 meter was running a fast Eugene track, so that don't count. So you're telling me that Ilian 1054 don't count then?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Because that was running on the same track and the same fast Eugene track.
Them brother get into them kind of conversation about fast track and fast track.
Sydney World Record don't count then because it was run on a fast Eugene track. What
No, what am I trying to say? Noah Lyles is a superb talent as well as Tobago. I must say, Fred Kerley surprised me. His performance, I had to do a double take when I didn't see the man lining up for that men's 100 meters. It surprised. No, surprised me. I was not pleasantly. I was surprised when I saw Kerley not there. I thought Tobago was going to be qualifying, but as maybe a fastest loser for the final. But to see no Fred Kerley, I mean 10.01. Something obviously is not quite right with Fred Kerley. I heard some interviews afterwards. I mean, he wasn't in the shape mentally or physically to get the job done. And that 100 meters final, one of the best I've seen. I mean, fantastic entertainment, fantastic. But Fred Kerley will have to rewind, as we know he can. And I hope he comes again, as well as Marcel Jacobs and Trevor Bromell. It's not going to get any easier leading into Paris 2024.
Sometimes I listen, Richard. Sometimes I listen, man.
Listen.
When listening is a very unique and good skill to have, you know.
The most important communicative ability, in my opinion. Go ahead, speak.
That means that you don't have it because you speak more than how you listen.
I was mid sentence, wanted to complete my sentence, and then listen to you. Proceed.
No, sometimes you can't do that, man, because sometimes we are stopping to save you from go on to settings when something there. Fred Kerley, you say Fred Kerley in a shape and life, right?
No, I did not say that.
All right, what did you say about him being in shape?
Clearly, Fred Kerley was not in shape mentally or physically to do the damage needed to take care of this field.
Oh, was not, you said. Okay. You see, if you did answer me that, you could have continued and talk where you talk, you know.
Well, it's interesting, you know, CD.
Because you want to finish a point, you want to talk over me and them things. If you go, it's a conversation we have. Dialogue, not monologue. Here. Say, what are we?
Yes, CD.
You're so long, me mute and no say nothing. And me want to ask you a question and you still a talk. Like we have a conversation, man. So you're right. To me, he wasn't in very good shape because he was winning the races that he ran this season. And I indicated that, no, this man winning, but he doesn't look convincing to me.
I remember you saying that, and you were correct.
So, I have a complete different thing about Fred Kerley, you know, because Fred Kerley is always winning his races, but he isn't creating any real separation. So he's running on a 9-9 and win 9 and win. Right. So I knew that he was going to be in trouble. I did not have Fred Kerley to medal. I wasn't even surprised that he didn't make the finals. Because you cannot consider yourself the top sprinter and you're running 9-9, 9-9, 9-9. Yeah, 100 man they run 9-9 too. So there was no real separation in the men 100 meters. I think I went out on a limb and predicted that it was going to be a blanket finish because they are so close. We did say it was going to be a blanket finish because everybody is running in and around the 9-9's low, 9-8. And I remember before the finals, we were discussing that 9-8 low go win it. Anybody pull out and run 9-8 low go win because the competition in the field is so close and nobody is running a 9-7 or a 9-6. It's not like the females where Shericka and ShaCarri kind of separated themselves from the pack, where everybody else was running 10-9, 10-8. ShaCarri and Shericka were running 10-6, 10-7 low. So there was no real separation in the men 100 meters. So it would really be anybody's race, and it came down to execution and going according to your race plan. Noah's race plan worked the best because he has the strongest finish out of the entire field, and he got out with everybody.
He was fantastic. He was a deserving and worthy 100 meters champion. Sensational. The start, he's not mastered, but he's improved his start vastly. And to see a 200 meter exponent, as well as the likes of Tobago, come through and win gold and silver in the marquee event, absolutely sensational. I would, in defense of Fred Kerley, add a little caveat to be truthful. Whilst I thought that Fred Kerley has not been the stellar athlete to definitively be the favorite for the 100 meters coming into this championship, he certainly was not showing the form that he's shown in this world championship. I mean, 10.0 clockings. That was not the form he was showing before. He was running, you were right, sub 10 seconds, winning his races and proving that he may have been capable, saving the best of his form for the world championships, able to possibly raise his game as he has shown previously. This iteration of Fred Kerley at the world championships has not been even that prior performer coming into the world championships. He has been definitely subpar. Whilst Noah Lyles, he proved the X factor. He was the man separating himself from that outstanding, literal blanket finish. May I put in a big word of respect for Oblique Seville, a humble brother, an interesting brother. I'd like to ask you guys, I don't know if you've made mention of it before, keep on watching Seville. He has a knack of running quickly and making it look easy in the early rounds of championships. Yet when he gets to the final, seems to be literally putting in more of an effort for minimum gain. And he's again missed out on a medal by ridiculously small margins. But do you notice a pattern in the performance of Oblique Seville, making 9.8s look easy? And then come the final, you can identify him because he's the one dipping early at the line. He's the one puffing and striding and coming up short. Is this a pattern? Have you noticed it?
Coach, I can answer Richard my thoughts on this. I spoke about it before the 100 finals.
Yeah, Fabian did say that, well, on the live, that he's not convinced about Seville. He must see it happening at the finals, because Seville, based on what happened in the last championship, goes through the round and display himself as one of the favorites because of how he runs, as you say, easy. And then when it's time for him to showcase that bird speed in the final, it's not forthcoming. I did a video some time ago talking about there must be some sort of psychological issue when it comes on to the final, because there's a lot of pressure in finals. Don't let anybody fool you. And people in the comment bash me, say the youth have mental issues head and whatever. And my explanation was not, say the man is a madman, you know. I was just saying that his mental toughness is not up to par. And people switch the conversation now, saying that he's young. Thibaut is young. Thibaut is young.
Young
Yes,
girl.
he is. So I don't get this young argument. Yes, of course he's young, he has time. But don't use that when the youth is poised and him not deliver. Him need to get some sort of prep into finals. You have to get a team around you in a sports now, you know. You understand? You have to get a team in sports. It's not only the coach. You get what I say? You need the masseur, you need the therapist, you need the you need the weights room person, the fitness trainer. They need all of these things.
You really think he needs a psychologist?
And a psychologist is the thing that some people are using nowadays. People have different ways of getting away the jitters. But it happened 2 times. So I'm suggesting that could add to his thing. You understand?
I have a different
So
theory.
this age thing, me not agree with this age thing. Boy,
Yes,
him young.
this
Man,
age thing, no.
foolishness.
And I've said it multiple times. We have seen Seville. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time I've seen Seville do this. Dominate the rounds, not lose a race, go to the finals and fail to put together a good race. I have 2 theories. One, I am a firm believer in sports psychology, maybe because I did some sports psychology. But sports psychology works wonders. Trust and believe in that. Sports psychology works wonders because here controls the rest of your body. So if here is not right, everything else will fall apart. So I think, and he said something that his coach asked him, why did he run the first round so fast? And his coach said to him that you're in the best shape. And based on his answer, he's pretty much doubting his coach. So he wanted to go there and prove to himself that he was in the best shape. So for all the young athletes here watching, if there's any young athlete here watching, whatever your coaches say, believe what they say. They are seeing what you can't see. When Ilian ran the 10.54, she said that she felt sluggish. So believe what they say because they're seeing what you don't see, even if you don't feel that way. So Seville saying he wanted to see how fast he was going. When the coach said to him, you're in the best shape of your life, and him go to go run a PB for no reason at all. You get what I'm saying? So that is my first theory. Trust the coach and get a sports psychologist. The next thing I think for Seville is, and I think they're going to add it to his events next year. When he starts running the 200 meters, I think we will see a different Seville. He's accelerating really fast. But as it relates to the top end speed that we see Zarnel possess, that Noah Lyles possess, when he starts running 200 meter competitively, it will work wonders for his 100 meters. That is when I think Seville will win a gold medal.
It's a very good point. 2 very good arguments. Both of them carry a lot of credibility on water. It's a matter of time. I mean, do you envisage that he would, or would you like to see him run more 200 meters before Paris, or do you think the psychologist route would be the better one?
No, it was always it is always the plan by Glenn Mills that they would ease him. I mean, we have to follow Glenn Mills' model here. Mm-hmm. Remember, Bol did not start running the 100 meter in the early part of his career. He was predominantly a 200 meter runner. His first it was at the Olympics. He did not finish in the 200 meters, and then he came back 2 years later, ran at the World Championship. He placed second to Tyson Gay in the 200 meters. And it was when they added the 100 meter to his events calendar that Bolt started to do some real separation. So following the Glenn Mills model, he had Bolt running 4 or 5 seasons before introducing him to another event. And I think it's the same thing that he's doing with Seville. And word on the street was that next year is the year that they're introducing both Seville and Akeem Blake to the 200 meters. Akeem started running some 200s from this season, so look out for both Akeem Blake and Oblique Seville to run some more 200s next year. And Seville is very good at 200 meters. He's very good at 200 meters. If you don't believe me, ask Chris Taylor.
Yeah, man, that sums it up nicely, Fabian, because over distance is always good for the 100 meter sprinters. Sometimes they shy away from that part of it. And somebody told me something about Seville when he's at the weights room, but I won't divulge it here. Because I hear people saying that he needs more muscle and he needs this and he needs that, but I won't divulge it here. Some coach probably believe in the calisthenics, some go to the weights room, but from what I know, Seville goes to the weights room, but I'll just leave it there. So he's a very talented athlete though. He has a very wide scope. He can go on to dominate as well. But you see about something about sport, and you wonder why Asafa was kind of nonchalant and reserved in his own demeanor and personality. It was when Bolt came on the scene, as Asafa started dance.
Coming out of his shell, yes.
And start dance. Seville seems to be a reserved personality as well, of reserved personality. And when you look at Noah Lyles in the thing. You see me I say? Sometimes you have a psych up yourself. Have a personality. Maurice Green had a personality. Others have personalities, and when you do that, people say you hype on them something. But as somebody that does sport, you sometimes I feel have a little swag about you, so to speak. Yeah, that I'm saying is not saying that if he doesn't get that persona, he's not going to win. Don't get me wrong. He can still win without that persona. But sometimes you have to be intrinsically motivated and motivate yourself. And some people find ways and means. The Americans, them love the theatrics, so them use that. Find something. You understand? Bolt did a lot of this. Touch the youth them where they are the line, and the people them where collect the clothes and all. Just to get his mind at ease. I don't know. That's why it is important for you to have a sports psychologist. So, or if you don't want to go that far, somebody should be in your corner that you have to talk to that person there before you go run, because once that person talk to you, you know so that person that will get you up and running. So I mean, there are a lot of things some people might not believe this, but it does work. I do believe that Oblique is very talented. I see him a winner title. Once him stay healthy, once he continues to work hard, he's going to be winning a title. Yeah? And next year is not too far. And with the added stuff that might come this next season with the 200, then we'll have him finishing even better. Yeah? So
CD, well said, CD, well said. One of the things that
hold on the rich pool. You see, obviously Michael never understand what I said a while ago, or he wasn't listening, or him take out one line of the sentence. Did I say Oblique Seville to be like a Usain Bolt or Noah Lyles, I did add to it that to say that he can. I'm not saying that if he does behave like that, he's going to win, and if he doesn't behave like that, him can't win. I didn't say that, Virgin. No need for listen, man. Sometime. You just want type. Anyways, go ahead, Rich Paul.
No, I was going to say attitude. Views and subscribers, Coach Minzy Fabian, attitude is so important. And it will be interesting with someone like Seville. Noah Lyles has the attitude, but intrinsic desire
to
walk.
Thank you very much. Didn't I say the person could be intrinsically motivated as well? Didn't I say that? So, MPEC, you're not listening either, MPEC. I did not say him to work up himself. I did say he could call somebody who actually can get them in the zone. You will never hear that. You will not listen.
Big up yourself, MPEC. MPEC. Tune in. Big up yourself, MPEC.
Listen, Virgin.
Don't run share
Parchment that they like or him focus. Parchment I look down it, so him gone in our zone. Me never say everybody for work up themselves. Personalities vary. Come on, man. I don't need to listen, man, and stop the foolish, man. Rich Pool, go on again, yeah?
Yes, sir. Them on the case. Attitude is so important, and it's one of the reasons why Fabian, Coach Minzy, that in the 200 meters, for example, I'm supporting and expecting Noah Lyles to win the 200, but it's not a given. But because of his attitude, he wants to be number one. He knows that he's got a target on his back, and for intrinsic reasons, for the showmanship, because of the historical relevance of his performances and those who've gone before, he knows that he's striving to be the best, not to be a podium contender or pretender. And that's what separates him potentially from the likes of Janelle Hughes and Tibogo, who is an outstanding talent. Tibogo is dangerously talented. His ability, and he's modest. The brother said he'd give his medal to Omanyala or a Simbini because they've led the way and shone the light for African men sprinting. What a humble, humane gesture and thought. And it was heartfelt. But is Oblique Seville that guy who's got the attitude? Is Tibogo that guy who's got the attitude to say, I know you're fast, you're brilliant for the sport, you're a showman, you're an entertainer, but I am going to cross the line by hook or by crook before you. And if I don't, you're going to have to bust a gut to get in front of me. Do you have any issue with Oblique Seville's mental hunger? I mean, he's missed the medal on 2 occasions now by the thinnest of margins. And yet, in his interviews after the races, he has shown, I find him a lovely fellow. He's a really interesting, humble, well-spoken, reflective guy. But that hunger, that attitude, that cutting edge may not be necessarily there. I hope it is. What say you?
Who you make reference to? Did I read the comments then? Sorry about that.
No problem. No, yourself, Minzy R. Fabian, do you think that Oblique has the attitude, that hunger, that drive to beat the likes of a Noah Lyles come hell or high water? Tibogo is very humble, very quietly spoken. And that's one of the reasons why I would put Noah Lyles ahead of him, because when push comes to shove, Noah loves to win. He loves the scent of winning, and that might give him the edge to cross the line and do things.
Richard, pause.
Tibogo have a little swag.
Remember, Tibogo celebrate when he win under 20,
he have a little swag about him. So even though he might seem nonchalant, he have a little show about him thing, about film thing too. That works for him. So I'm not saying that everybody should be the same. There are different things that works for different people. But you can't purely and whatever. Even though answer Parchment is not one that answer Parchment will just work up his shoulder and a focus down a lane. Put on this. Now focus on the body around him. That is how he gets himself ready. Me not
In the
see nothing
zone. Big up
from
hands there.
yes, man, sir. And as Fabian saying, sometimes you can look on the face and the eyes of the athletes them and know say nervousness will kill them. Even though finals is a totally different thing to chew it up. That's why if you're not ready up here, so you will choke. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And if you don't believe me, if you don't want to hear from me, you go ask the people them that you don't believe involved in a sport. I don't know sport. You can't ask them.
Mental, let me tell you, and this is coming from me doing some form of sports psychology. And there are two specific schoolboy football teams in Jamaica that they were having some near misses. And it was when they added a sports psychologist to their coaching staff that they were able to get across the line and win titles. I won't say the name of the schools,
Fabian,
but
I something when me see with them too big here.
but I have seen it. I have seen it
Me
work.
see hold on, me see sports psychologists come in and some things with them use, some activity that they use to get the students ready or the athletes ready. It blow your mind to see the difference sessions make. Some people were always just, as we say, nonchalant using that term again. And when the sports psychologists come and start do certain things and get them out of themselves, there are some other external variables and internal variables that they get out of them. And you say, oh, so that had the problem long time. So these people can work because they learn these things. They know how to get into the psyche of people. So me know me I talk about. Me see.
Well, Zarnell Hughes was transformed. He said it was a mind thing. Ultimately, it was a mind thing for Zarnell. He realized that he had the talent. He always really recognized he had the speed and ability, but there was an X factor missing. It was up here. And when he recognized it through the support of his coach, Mr. Mills, he realized, all right, now we're cooking. Now we can run this thing. Things can go on. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. Very important. No doubt about it. Again, we hope that Oblique Seville has it. We hope that he has it. And if he doesn't have it, he gets it from Mr. Mills or anyone in the support team or whoever comes on board. He might get the strength and training for the 200 meters. But incredible talent. He's got that X factor about him. But it's fascinating. The mind games. Absolutely vital having someone who's psychologically strong to get across the line. And Shelly-Ann, that was one of the other reasons as well why I thought Shelly-Ann was kind of potentially bluffing or could potentially bluff her way to gold. She knew the kind of shape, as you alluded to, that she was in. She also knew that that shape may not necessarily be good enough. And if those ladies produce their best, it would just edge her out. And that's why in the post-race interviews, she's delighted with the bronze. And as you said, she's a champion. That bronze medal is as good as a gold medal. She is a legendary racer because there were some people who would have had that knee injury and that would have cost them. And Dina Asher-Smith, Fabian, viewers and subscribers, like, share and subscribe to Coach's Desk. There's a heart and passion for track and field right here. And it's a pleasure to be in the presence of one and all. Dina Asher-Smith, Michael Johnson had to call her out.
I know you want to talk about Dina when the show finish.
Well, well, you know what? I just have to put in a quick word because it's in keeping with the psychological games and the psychology.
Look how long Fabian say if you talk about her from 7th or whatever, and you not talk about it. And when the show done, you want.
When the show done, you want to talk about Dina.
Anyways, Rich Poe, we now make you put our foot the center because if you put our foot, we now go finish. We have to big up the people. Let us give you the lineup for tomorrow. Tomorrow it starts at 11:40 a.m. we're going to have the women competing in the 100-meter hurdles. 800 meters heat for men will be up. So Navaski, you have Akira, Ans and Megan will be going in the women's 100-meter hurdle. Then they have the 400-meter hurdle semis and the 400-meter semis. So look out for the Jamaicans in that. And that will be what is in line for tomorrow. So not a lot for tomorrow. The meet basically a wind down when the 400-meter, when the 100-meter finish. You know? So really have the big thing to come is really the 200 meters. Yeah, like it or not, I just saw it go. But I must say, big up to Rich Pooh, big up to Fabian, co-host, for coming on this evening. ShaCarri destroyed the field, winning in a championship record. Congratulations to her. She is not back. Like she said, she has been better. And trust me, it is a good look for her. And yeah, we congratulate her. Yeah, and that's
good for track and field. Good for track and field.
A long time I say ShaCarri good for his sport now. Hey, when
yeah, man.
Video on her, you know, people burn me out in a Rich Pool. I say every day I'm not talk about ShaCarri. And I just continue because I know I said the girl good for the sport. You understand? So
real talk, you're speaking.
It is what it is. So big up all the people in the comment section. Even though I talk strong and passionate sometimes, I don't mean any disrespect. Rich Pool no so a thing go. I not disrespect nobody in the comment. I now go disrespect Richard. I put a little humor and some little subliminals in it sometimes. You understand? But it's never a disrespect. But Richard,
full respect.
You understand? So big up yourself.
No, it's safe.
Safe people. Enjoy the rest of the evening and continue to enjoy the World Championship, even though it has been a very sticky and hard one from a Jamaican standpoint. Until next time, stay safe. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a